Lancashire's Simon Kerrigan wasn't able to take a wicket to celebrate his recall to the England squad, but his teammates did keep the Nottinghamshire batsman fairly quiet on the second day of the LVCC Championship match in Liverpool. Notts lost Michael Lum to the second morning's fifth ball, Glenn Chappell giving his side the perfect start by finding the edge of Lum's bat. This pitch offered the seamer plenty of opportunities to shine, and James Taylor found Chappell a real handful after he replaced Lum at the crease. Stephen Mullaney, who began the day with 48 runs to his name after being dropped 3 times on the previous evening, also struggled to locate the ball from time to time. His 50 won't have been the best of his career, but given the conditions, it was a very important one for his title-chasing team. It was reached with a thick outside edge which brought him a couple of runs off Kyle Hogg. The former Lancashire man had got to his half-century of 98 deliveries, from which he'd hit 8 boundaries. Kabir Ali replaced Chappell after a fine spell, and the new bowler also had Mullaney in a spot of bother, this edge of Ali's first delivery just evading the slips. It was really tough going for the visitors, but Mullaney and Taylor, to their credit, battled through and things began to get a little easier for them. Taylor produced a couple of exquisite drives off Ali as Nottinghamshire started to put themselves into a strong position in what they may feel is a must-win game for them. Having said that, it looked as if no batsman ever felt completely in on this pitch. Taylor had to use some Mario Götze footwork to deny Tom Smith a wicket. Chappell switched ends only to see another chance go begging, Joss Buttler unable to hold on to a gloved pull by Taylor. Mullaney's luck finally ran out 20 minutes before lunch when he was trapped in front by a grubber from Smith, which brought an end to his innings on 82. It was a horrible way to go. He departed with his side on 133 for 3 and trailing by only 92 runs. 25 runs later and just after lunch, Taylor dragged a pull off Smith onto his stumps after making 29. So it was left to Samit Patel and Ricky Vessels to try to push the score along. Given the events of the morning, Nottinghamshire would have known that a 100 lead on this surface would be extremely valuable. But as has been the case in this match so far, building partnerships has not been at all easy. And this delivery from Smith, one of the country's leading wicket takers this season, showed why that was the case. With the total on 171 and the deficit standing at 54, Smith struck for a 3rd time in this innings and for the 45th time in this campaign as Patel edged him to Andrea Agathangalu. Nottinghamshire have struggled to score too many runs from their lower order for much of this summer, so the next partnership was going to be crucial for them. Vessels played his part well as he and Chris Reed took their side into the lead with only half of their men back in the pavilion. Now it was all about how big a lead Notts could manage. It stood at 10 when Vessels on 26 nicked Stephen Croft and saw Butler catch the ball between his legs. The keeper did well to grab hold of the ball in the end. Vessels was out just before the second new ball was taken. That caused Reed some difficulties, this edge of Chappell falling just short of the slips. Indeed, Chappell was producing some jaffers. This delivery would have beaten a lot of batsmen better than Peter Siddle. Another ball that moved appreciably was too good for the Australian, who had a stump uprooted by Chappell after making 6. Chappell then grabbed his 3rd wicket of the innings as Reed on 25 mistimed a pull and was caught by Usman Khawaja. Luke Fletcher then clipped an in-swinger from the Lancashire captain and coach to Smith at mid-on, and the innings was finished off by Hogg as Nottinghamshire lost their last 5 wickets for 26 runs. They were all out for 261 to lead on first innings by 36, 5 of which had been knocked off when Agathangalu nicked off to Siddle. Paul Horton struck this boundary off Fletcher before he was also caught behind off Siddle, while Khawaja got away with a couple of edges before the close as he and Ashwell Prince took their side back ahead before bad light removed 17 overs from the day at the end. It was a tough day for the batsmen, and the penultimate one of this match will now be the all-important one. Lancashire go into it on 55 for 2 with Khawaja on 29, and that gives them a slender lead of 19 runs going into the second half of this fascinating contest, one which is currently too close to call. Incidentally, Stephen Parry has now taken over from Kerrigan for the rest of this match.